Good afternoon, good evening, handy viewers, such as you are, and welcome to this episode 67 of Flip Flop Info. I did a whole blog post about how I wasn't going to do live streams anymore, and I was going to concentrate on myself and try and get good and all that kind of stuff. And then they introduced a fourth edition, and what the hell am I supposed to do? like, um, I can't not do this. Hello, I'm joined this morning, and it is this morning for both of us. In fact, it's bastard o'clock in the morning by the lovely Azahul. Hello, Liam. How are you? You're very welcome. Long overdue. Um, I mean, look. First of all, we like anything. There could be power cuts. The NBN could go down. Like we're both subjected to the idiosyncrasies of Australian broadband. Um, A, you can still make that joke, and C, sorry, B, you can still make that joke, and C, I am still scared to face you because you're very good, and I'm just some kind of content creating scrub. Um, Although it is worth pointing out that the online tournament that we're both in, you aren't facing me because you aren't in the same bracket. Chat saying you can't hear you. I suspect if I do that and come into here, let's just come into the game. Let's just come to the game. Liam, can you talk to me just to see if your audio is coming through?
Sure. How's this?
Sounds like it is. Sounds like I mean, it looks like it is for me. Chat will tell me in a moment if it isn't. Obviously, we don't have the excellent M3 app, so for cards and that, so I'm using the equally excellent website theoryfo.web.app, which is awesome. We might as well just crack straight on. I don't think, like, Liam, do you want to quickly take me through your crew?
Sure. So I'm running Tara Timeless. So she has changed. The biggest change between editions is that she looks like she's good now. So her big shtick is that she has she's got a damage 3 melee attack that can target either defense or willpower. So she's got a critical strike trigger. She should be able to do some damage. And her signature ability is Expedite, which is target an ally, can't target the same model more than once. The target gets a backtrack token and then can declare a general action. She can target herself with that, so she could basically make herself charge and then take 3 more swings if someone is within charge range, which speed 7, 1-inch melee, could be possible. She's also seems like an absolute nightmare to kill. She's got butterfly jump and a rule called Lost in the Moment, which is like combat finesse on steroids. If she has a backtrack token, you can't cheat you can't cheat when attacking her.
Yep.
So backtrack tokens are you've probably had time to read them because the Tara crew was up for ages before anyone else was.
Easter weekend, no.
Yeah, exactly. But in case anyone's unfamiliar, the backtrack token, I can remove it after we flip cards, but before anyone has cheated, and then we can just flip the cards again and see what happens.
As long as there's no Joker in the duel.
Yes, exactly.
Joker is thing.
So for the rest of the crew, I've got the Totem, the Scion of the Void, whose main gimmick is he's got the thing a lot of totems have of having a card draw signature action to spend as a soul stone.
Is like, I can't stone for cards anymore. It's like, yes, you can. It's just that the ability is now on the totem and your opponent can kill it. Like,
yes. The other big thing the Scion's for is to create echo markers. The Scion can create echo markers at range 6 with a signature action, and can also draw line of sight range for its attacks through echo markers. After that, I have Aionus. Aionus is mainly all about, kind of similar to the Scion. The Aionus makes echo markers and teleports. Like you get to place the target of that action 4 inches after making the echo marker, and has has something that has a ranged attack that does damage to with a soulstone trigger that sort of replicates the old what do you call it? Oh god, my brain's gone totally blank. The action that does damage equal to the turn number. If I spend a soulstone and it's turn 3 or 4, then that soulstone trigger will let me do 4 damage with this action instead of 2.
Gotcha.
After that, we've got the Nothing Beast. The Nothing Beast is just a pretty straightforward damage 3 model. His attack is his signature, so he just hits you 3 times for 3 damage.
Yeah, that's real good.
The shtick 33 is in there. 33 has a signature move to, again, make an echo marker. And 33 still got the 2 places at once aura. It's now friendly only, so you don't really have to worry about it, but it's going to help my unpack by making my models place further. And after that, I've got 2 versatiles. I've hired the Hodgepodge Emissary. Like all the emissaries, if my master dies, I can use one of their abilities to spend 2 soul stones and take 4 irreducible damage to heal my master back up to 4. No range on that ability, so they could be on opposite sides of the table for that. Beyond that, the emissary is just a model with a damage 3 attack and a signature action to heal a model for 2, but the signature is locked as a once per activation thing. So I keep thinking of it as a bonus action because it works exactly like a bonus action. It'll also gain. It also counts as being in my keyword, so it'll gain my my crew card abilities, which I haven't mentioned yet. And finally, I have Angel Eyes. Angel Eyes is a healer. I don't know why, but Angel Eyes is now a healer. she's got a gun, but her main shtick is.
Did you play Overwatch?
I never did. No.
There's a sniper in that just shoots health potions at you, so I'm assuming it's that.
That's funny. She feels very similar to the Hodgepodge Emissary of 3 in that she's got a signature move to move herself 4 inches, and then has a non-signature heal action. So she just throws out, she moves into position for the healing and then throws out some healing. I've also got V. I don't think I've mentioned V. V's insane. V's got an action to move a target like 5 inches and then drop a ski marker base with them, and it's a signature action. So you can do that 3 times and generate like 6 actions worth of movement and interacting.
What's the Hodgepodge Emissary's like thing it has now where you push 4 inches and drop a ski marker?
It doesn't have anything.
No, I mean
it's a Lonesome Road or something. A Weary Road?
Weary Road.
I never get it right because it blurs with the DLC from Fallout New Vegas in my head every single time. And just quickly, my crew card. So crew card is Fleeting Moments. The main thing it gives is, all Obliteration models gain Branching Timeline, which lets me target an echo marker. Any markers within 1 inch of the target can then be placed within 1 inch of an ally or another echo marker within 6 inches of the target. So if I can move my scheme markers around in weird ways if they're set up next to echo markers. I have no idea. This is my first time playing Tara. The mechanics of this make my head hurt. Think about it may not come up as a result. Just in terms of the hoops I need to jump through. We'll see if I figure it out as we play.
Okay.
She's also got an attack action that only the unique Obliteration models get. But because every model I've hired is unique, only Angel Eyes doesn't have this action. And it's a Soulstone action called Temporal Hiccup, and it will do damage equal to 1 plus the number of markers within 4 inches of the target, and then remove 1 of those echo markers. There's no cap on that damage, and beyond the cap on there only being 5 echo markers on the table, so could lead to some big hits.
Perfect. So I'm just dealing with some audio issues, but I think I fixed them whilst you were talking, which is lovely.
Great.
My crew, I've got. I'm just going to go through super fast. Lady Justice with Laid to Rest at the first one. Scales. I'll go bottom up. Death Marshal, who like everyone else in this edition has gained health. The Death Marshal has lost health because if there's one thing Death Marshals were in M3E, it's too tanky. The Domador de Cavda, who will be henceforth referred to as the DDC because that was a horrific pronunciation on my part. Scales of Justice, the Judge, the Jury, the Lone Marshal, and Bracer. I'm not going to tell you what they do because I don't know. Perfect.
Great.
We'll find
We'll
out as
find
we
out
go.
together.
But look, it's Marshall. I'm Guild. I'm going to be slow, and I'm going to hit you hard. Like that's that's what I'm assuming. I am the defender. So as a
Yes,
break
I've
from
picked the
convention,
top right.
yeah, you picked the top right as the attacker.
Um,
I've divided my crew into two halves. Which would you like me to deploy first?
let's see what Lady Justice is, I think.
Let's see where Lady Justice is, and I think it would be churlish if I was to do anything but go straight up the middle. So let's do that. I'm gonna stick you on a rock? No, that won't work. That's good to know. You can still stay there though. Nah, not much point. Let's do that. Jury, you can go there. Lone Marshal, let's pop you. No, that's in the different. What am I doing? Those aren't even the models I'm deploying right now. Scales, 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 and the Judge. Let's just continue to come straight up the middle because why would I not? Cool. Deploy your crew,
Cool.
sir.
Does a 30 mil fit through that gap? It's a pretty tight squeeze. I'm
I'd
gonna
say
assume
yes.
no.
I'd say yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
I'll
good with
take
that.
it.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So let's have Tara go straight up the middle then. Angel Eyes is gonna sit sort of over there.
So, in case you're wondering, what
Um,
we've done, because obviously in Vassal, you keep going, Liam.
yeah,
The healths of models are not correct, so we've added tokens as health until that is correct. So, like looking at Bracer, for example, the model has 6 health but has 5 tokens, so she has a total of 11 health. Um, the other big thing I noticed, and I don't know how big a deal this is, and I need to look at the other strategies, but the way that this strategy sets out is yes, chat. You are absolutely correct. Chats things strat markers can be walked over, but the deployment hasn't affected where these 5 markers go.
good to know.
Like they are still one in the center of each table quarter and one on the center point, which is lovely because you don't have to like. There's no mental gymnastics of okay, how am I deploying the strat markers this time? It's going to be the same each and every time, which I'm a big fan of immediately. That looks like your whole crew. Um,
Yep,
I'm going to start throwing out. There's a horse. There's a weird BDSM lady with a book on a man. And let's let's do that. Hey, Pete. Cool. Other big change is we both have Arcane Reservoir effectively. Well, we don't because Arcane Reservoir still exists in the game, but we both have a hand of 7. So I'm going to draw a hand. And I'm ready for. I was going to say I'm ready for initiative when you are, but of course there is no initiative. It's just you.
indeed.
How many models do you have?
Uh,
1, 2,
oh,
3, 4, 5, 6,
oh,
7,
I
8.
did that
I
wrong.
also have 8. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lovely. So no. So
Yeah,
you could pass at this point under the new
I
pact
could. I will. I will not though. So
because you want
there we
first
go.
activation
Okay,
turn
one,
2.
two, three, four, five, six, seven. Um, so I think I'm just going to activate. Oh gosh, how does this work? I think Ionis. Um, Ionis is going to try and start a time 33, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So needs
It's
a
fine.
4, doesn't get it. Um, do I want to cheat this? I don't think so. Um, no, I'll make it work. So I'm just going to use the number 2 to represent
Oh,
backtrack tokens.
very quickly. Have you selected your scheme?
Yes,
Cool.
yes, I do.
Yep.
And then I'm going to attempt to sever timeline. I think himself is what he's going to do. So again, he needs a 5. He gets it. So I don't think there's a benefit for a raise, but I do have Catch a Glimpse as a trigger, so I get to look at the top 2 cards of my deck and put them back in that order.
This is one of the things I quite like about raises on tactical actions. Is we've always had the in joke that if you flip the red joker on a leap, you jump really high. But now that's actually a thing. Like with raises on the tacticals, you do get bonus effects for flipping good.
So I'm going to place 4 inches. Oh, I needed to place an echo marker first. There's an echo marker in there somewhere. Then place 4 inches, then moved another 2 inches for 2 places at once, and then I got to look at the cards. I did that on the wrong order. It's fine. I'm going to then use Sever Timeline a second time, and this time I will target 33. To see what I get. I didn't succeed. I will cheat in this to succeed. That gives me a backtrack token and lets me do all of that again. There's another marker there. 33 goes 4 inches, but I'm pretty sure 2 places at once is still once per activation. So we'll say that's the end of Aionus's activation.
It is once per activation, yeah.
Hooray!
Hooray, we did it, as Danger Planet would say.
We played a full activation of 4E. We're done.
Excellent. Let's now let's have a conversation for 40 minutes. I think, excuse me, I'm going to activate. Let's have a little look. I'm going to go with the jury. The jury at the beginning of their activation will make a remains marker within 8 inches. Boop. I'm going to walk. What is that? Like 2 inches to there, and then there's 3 inches of climb down, which would then give me 1 inch, and then so basically I'm just going to go another 7 inches to like here, and then I will scale up and go to there.
Hooray!
Because that's the thing I can do now. I was about to press the clock.
Yeah, fun climbing rules.
So, well, I mean, I use both the climbing and the scaling rules there. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna shuffle just so I'm on completely, because I can. That's how the scaling rules work. Cool. Over to you.
I'm gonna go with the Scion of the Void. I think I'm going to attempt a. Well, let's start with a walk. I'm movement 6. So with a climb down, I think I get about as far if I scale or if I climb. So we'll leave it ambiguous as to which one I just did there.
It wasn't falling.
Yes. I'm going to then just walk. Oh no, I'll attempt an echo as the past. I fail, and I'll attempt it again. I succeed. So sorry, echo is the past. Future is the past. Make an echo marker somewhere within 6 inches.
To be fair, either of those is as confusing as the other. Neither of them
So,
make sense.
You ignore friendly models for line of sight now, so I can just drop that there.
And you've got the past as the future trigger just to make things even more confusing.
Oh, good. Do I want that? I don't know. Let's say yes, I do. I can place there. Alrighty.
There you.
That is me done.
I've just realised that there's nothing that stops the horse from scaling. Which
I know, it's so weird. I've been having the same thought on the Hodgepodge Emissaries, like
donkey.
Donkey, yep.
That's hilarious. That is proper hilarious. Um, let's have a little look. See, so I just start shooting you, and then I started blasting. Because I could go walk to there and then charge to there. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk to there and activate the lone marshal. Has he got anything at the beginning of his
Yep.
activation? No, he doesn't. He's got unimpeded, which unimpeded now lets you ignore hazardous. Um, running gun. So I'm gonna walk to there. Do I want to do a trusty flask or anything first? No. Actually, well, I might, yeah, I'll try. No, I won't. I won't bother. I'm moving well. Doesn't matter. Um, yeah, I'm gonna walk to there. I'm gonna shoot. I'll be on neg flips because of concealing, but that you're
Mhm.
not gonna get cover because the line of sight doesn't go like you're more than 2 inches away from this.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
So flippy cards.
Oh, not great.
Well, I'm currently on an 11, so you'll cheat first.
You are. I'm what, a 7? Great start. Um, yeah, I mean, look, you got it. I'll let you cheat
Okay,
if you
okay.
want to cheat.
Do I have any fun triggers? I mean, they are fun triggers, but not fun triggers that I want to go with. So I'm on an 11 to your what? Sorry.
7. So you need a 6 or higher to get 1 raise, or an 11 to get 2.
Um, yeah, let's do that. Let's go kablam. So please take 5 damage.
Sure. So and 1, 2.
And that'll be the horse done.
Cool. I will have, I think, Vigo. Um,
Actually, I could have ended the movement in contact with the building. You're right if I scale for hilarity.
Go for
Look at that. Horse on building.
it. Oh, can you scale off a charge?
As soon as you went to move. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Because that's why we're here. We're here to test stuff out. Um boom. When a model ends a walk action, there we go. So I am I can just use the undo thing, can't I? I am there. Cool, crack on. Good
Great.
call out.
I'm good. So I'll go with V. She's going to try and hit Tara with a secret inspection. So she needs a 6. She, boy, howdy, gets it. So Tara moves 5 inches. Yes, 5
And
inches,
makes a scheme marker.
and does make a scheme marker, which realized. Then V is going to walk, I think. Yeah, she has speed 6. So she's just going to walk into here. Then ignoring all of those models line of sight, because who needs to be able to place anything, she's going to try and hit a... I'm going to discard this 2 of Rams to empower this and hit the Scion with his own secret inspection. I succeed with a mend trigger, so I will heal for 2. Ba-bum.
Boo.
And move up to 5 inches. The exact movement's going to be slowed a bit by the terrain, but let's drop myself here and create a second scheme marker. Oop. And that's be done.
Just throwing out scheme markers wherever you want.
Yeah, yeah. Feels very bandit.
But we're not playing Bandit because Bandit are broken his tits right now.
Yes, I did play them for my first game for old time's sake, and I was like, whoa.
What the hell is this?
How did that happen?
But that's why we have beta tests.
Yep, yep.
Absolutely fine.
No, it's
Cool. I'm going to activate the Scales of Justice. Scales of Justice is going to chain gang Lady J. So have a 3-inch boop straight through that strategy marker because it doesn't matter anymore. I'll follow. I'm not going to follow that much. Let's go to about here. Now, I can't take multiple signature actions in the same turn, can I?
No, you can.
Oh, you can? Oh, cool.
They just become unless they have a limitation built into them. They just they're now an action that just what do you call it? It's the first time counts as free, but can be taken again just like any other action.
Cool. Cool. I'm going to focus. So I'm going to prepare to give myself a focus because actually, I'm going to prepare to give myself a shielded because that's the thing we can do now. No, I'm not, because you're not going to be able to hit me. Well, I'm not expecting you to hit me. And then I'm just going to walk up on top of this. I will climb. This was a legally distinct scale. And we'll go there. Clock on you. Not that we're playing on clock. Which doesn't hand out upgrades anymore. I was not okay with that. Makes sense. Makes sense. Points mean prizes. Need to move towards points. Oh, I should have done that. Should have done that. Never mind. The judge has a thing where if he begins his activation, removes a remains marker within one, he can count the walk action as a bonus action. Give himself agile, as we know it in old money. Let's activate Bracer. So at the beginning of Bracer's activation, she's going to go 3 inches. So she can go to there. She will walk to the base of that building. Boop. And then boop up to the top. So that's 1 AP so far. Can you take the prepare action more than one time in a turn? Let's have a quick look. Hopefully, handy viewers, such as they are seeing the rulebook on screen when I bring it up on my other monitor. Nope. No, they're not, for whatever reason. That's not working the way I wanted to. All right, never mind. Technical difficulties, that's okay. Prepare doesn't have a once per activation limit on it, so I assume we can do it. So so I've walked once. Her I will give a shielded, just in case something happens. I'm not sure what that something would be, but let's be cautious. Cool, over to you.
The Nothing Beast. So I'm just going to walk once and then scale. I was really hoping I could take a running jump over to there. The mental image of the Nothing Beast. Yes, no point to land. He's shielded. And no signature move. That's him done.
Okay. Domador, what do you do? At this point, you walk forward. So let's do that. You are speed 6 now. So we'll put through to that gap, and then I'm going to come through to the base of that wall. I am not going to scale. Yeah, that'll do me. Clocking you.
Okay. Things are getting tricky.
Yeah, bye.
So I think I'm gonna go with dilemma. I'm gonna activate 33, who is going to attempt to slam the coffin. She succeeds, but didn't get the trigger that I was really hoping for. Okay, so I make an echo marker within 8. So I guess there's the dense forest does block line of sight, so I guess that's got to be about there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to just walk and walk and interact.
Interact to.
Secure the shaft.
Oh,
Right,
of
plenty
course, because
left in mine.
the one in our own thing counts, doesn't it?
Yep, I forgot until I moved everyone out of my deployment, but it's fine. It's fine.
I need to do something about that myself. How do the leaping between buildings rules works?
My memory is if you have the movement to clear the distance between them, then you can just move from the one rooftop to the next, so long as the difference in so long as the second rooftop is not taller than the current rooftop and not more than one height lower.
So look, before a model falls,
It's all
control
about
the.
rooftops to height 3. I think we can jump pretty freely. Your lone marshal is going to be very good at jumping rooftop to rooftop.
That's the best thing ever.
Horses renowned for their rooftop.
I mean,
They're set up. We call it second story work.
They are just as renowned for their rooftop acrobatics as they are for their ability to move through forest unimpeded.
Yeah, I've never understood that part
No,
of
why? Like, surely
Malifaux.
like, come on, horses like cavalry, famously terrible in the woods. To jump, the model must pick a point on the table to 1 inch, either at the same elevation as itself or up to 1 inch below. And then the model moves horizontally towards that point until its base is above the selected location at least 50%. Yeah, it's fine. That's hilariously beautifully cinematic. Um, let's have a look at the judge. Is this a case of I'm guild and I just randomly have a gun? Yes, I do. But you are now behind dense terrain, so I can't keep bullying the poor.
The poor Scion.
The poor
Yes.
Scion of
I
the Void.
nearly didn't take the place trigger because I was like, I'm pretty sure that's just hanging myself out to dry. But
And then me mentally going, take the trigger, take the trigger. Just
hey, you did what you were the one that pointed it out.
The mind games begins. Bah, bah, bah. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Bah. I'm gonna go with the Death Marshal. Let's you know, an interact from a 4-stone model is the same as an interact from a 10-stone model.
Yep.
That's a 2 mature. There we go. So I'm basically going to walk to there because I can't. If the Scales of Justice wasn't what it was, I could have scaled and interacted that way, but I can't. You selected player number 1 as I shall select player number 2 for these things. I have no signature action, so that is the Death Marshal done.
Okay, I'm going to go with Tara. She's going to try to tap herself with backtrack. She needs a 6. She doesn't get it, but I'll cheat to succeed. So she immediately gains a backtrack token.
Mm-hmm.
And then may declare a general action, which in this case will be a walk. She's a whopping speed 7.
Yeah, she is.
So she's going to walk to there. Then she's got 3 actions. So I guess what she's going to do is walk and interact and I don't know, man. Um, let's see. I'll walk to
You're just like, oh,
like
that's very close.
here. I'm now just going to count on the fact that you can't shoot to hit her to keep her safe. So she's going to go interact with the mine shaft, and I suppose last AP might just be to interact to drop a ski marker. Cool. You know how you said the interact from a 4-point model is worth as much as try as much from a master.
I mean,
All right.
masters are free. Like,
Excuse me. They count as a 10-point model.
do they? Is that a thing?
I believe that is in the rule book. It's like totems cost like count as a 5-point model, and
Huh.
and masters count as a 10, I think.
Okay, there you go. Um, oh, that's a big gun. Um, I'm gonna go with the judge. Um, I would remove a remains marker to count the walk action as a free, but I don't have a remains marker, so I won't. But I will walk to there because I can just walk straight through J. I'm stood on a remains marker. Um, Actually, what I'll do. Let's take that back. I'm going to target the Dominador the DDC, and I'm going to use my signature unearth their sins. So I need a 6. That is a 4. I'm going to cheat in this 6 of masks. So
Yep.
make a remains marker and base-to-base contact with it. Boop, and then with the on your heels trigger, I'm going to go there. And then I'm going to shoot Tara because you're out in the open.
Yep. Sure I am.
I'm going to remove
So
one
no
of the.
cheating attacks.
I can't cheat. You're absolutely right. I cannot cheat because you have a backtrack token. But I'm going to eat one of the remains markers at my feet for a ram because this version of Lady J, the crew gets the ability. When I declare an action, I'm removing a remains marker with an 8 to add a suit to the final duel.
Okay.
And I'm sure you can imagine what a ram does in Guild.
Sure can. Alrighty.
I am going to discard this 2 to empower.
Okay.
Kaplam. I will have me a
Ooh,
19.
I have less. I have a 10. So that'd be a 5 damage hit right now.
But you do also have a
Should
backtrack token.
I do, but I might want to keep that.
You like it.
So, so I think I just cop 5 damage.
Yep, so that's because your total is
10.
your total is 10 to my 19 is 1 raise and the crit strike. So yeah, 5 I made that 4 damage because it's a damage 2 gun.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I
The
think I've
lone
done that
marshal.
correctly anyway.
The lone marshal has the long carbine, which is a higher damage profile than a pistol. Which, if you think about it, does make sense.
Makes sense. I'm just going to sort of skitter around to, I guess, there-ish with butterfly jump.
New butterfly. Is it legally distinct butterfly jump, or is it still butterfly jump?
No, I think it's actually
Still
butterfly jump.
butterfly jump, but butterfly jump is a move. There's another one, leap aside, which is a place, which I think Zip has. And presumably I can't see you there. Is that what we're going with? Because the trees.
Oh, yeah. Let's
I, I
touch
think
me over a little bit more because I could have gone a fair bit
intent
further.
there is that you can't see me for a second shot, which look not unreasonable. Um,
Yeah, well, the first one hurt.
yes, it did. Yes, it did. So who can I see? Bang, no one. So I will focus. Well, I will prepare.
Okay.
Oops.
I am going to.
Guns. Who knew?
I'll go with Angel Eyes. She is going to walk her 5. So she's yes. So she's gonna walk over to here, scale up to here. I do wonder if she is in range. So she's going to try and use her signature of expanding influence on herself. She needs a 4. Hey, love to see it. So she gets to move 4 inches towards a friendly model in line of sight. That will be, in this case, towards Tara. And get Tara in range for her second action, which is her heal of Sinister Motivation.
Sinister motivation.
So she needs a 4. She gets it
No
with a
raise.
raise. So that
Where's the
gives Tara
raise?
a focus token.
Where's the raise come
Oh
from?
no, it's not a raise. It's not a raise. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of something else. It is a 2-point heal.
Yes.
So Tara goes back up to 12 health, and that is me fully tapped.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I don't like it, but I think I'm doing it. I'm going to activate Jay. Jay's going to spend a stone, and she's going to teleport to that remains marker. Oh, I need a not flip a 1. Hello. I'm gonna cheat this 9 so that the 9 is back in circulation for next turn.
Yep.
So that is a signature action that the whole crew has. Just teleport to a remains marker, but it does cost a stone. I'm then going to. What's my engagement? Pretty big. Not quite big enough. Because if I charge to there, you're not engaging. I'm not engaging you. So I'm
Well, you wouldn't be engaging me unless you were within 1 inch, technically.
you are technically correct, which of course, as we all know, is the best kind of correct. Somewhere Jamie Perkins is happy and doesn't know why. I'm going to move to there because I can't bap you with a giant sword, so I'm not going to try. But what I will do is interact twice to do
I
that.
don't think you
You're
can
not.
interact if I'm within 1 inch of it,
You need to be in
right?
base contact.
Good to know. Okay.
I believe. Let's double check the rulebook.
No, I think that actually does ring a bell.
It's on the interact action. I'm going to bring it up just for chat. There it goes. So interact cannot be declared while engaged, or if this model used the walk action to leave engagement, this action cannot target markers in base contact with an enemy model. There we go. We did it. Got to stop stealing lines off other content creators. That's the thing. So I teleported, I walked, I interacted twice. So Lady J, highly mobile. Turns out, did cost me a stone, but it's denied you a VP, and I think
It
that's
sure
good.
has.
And I
Uh,
think it's in fact
I
it's a two VP swing. So
yes. So you score 1. Do you have a scheme to reveal?
I do have a screen to reveal. I am going to reveal. Let me bring it up on screen just so people can see it. Is number 10, which is take the high ground.
Yep.
So when you reveal the screen, if you control at least 2 height 2 or greater terrain pieces that are not in your deployment zone, so I control this one and this one.
Yes.
So I'm going to score 2 VP. Boop, boop.
I will not score anything, but I will reveal my scheme of runic binding because I would rather have one of the other ones.
It's ass. Like
But because and at this point I delete any one of the strat markers, right?
yes, that is correct. You
As the
can
person who is being thrashed. So I'm going to delete your deployment zone one.
That is absolutely fine. I do like the fact that if someone is winning on VP every single turn, eventually you're just fighting over one.
And it's almost certainly ends up being my deployment zone one, right? In that scenario, it's like,
well, that's the thing I want to talk about at the end. So turn
yep.
2, I'm going to throw away my discard pile.
Oh yes.
I'm going to shuffle my deck. I'm going to decide what I want to do with the cards in my hand.
Get rid of 3 and draw a new hand.
There we go. And then
I
you
get
have
the
first activation
storage.
because I had last activation.
Yep. Alrighty. I think I don't know what I want to do.
Walk slowly forward in an orderly queue into the prison.
I think the Scion wants to kick things off is the answer. So the Scion is.
So Chav just sent me a meme of the lone Marshal on top of Gotham City, keeping.
Beautiful.
Tarquin Sweet Biscuits, you're a very silly man. But that's why I love you.
Yeah, so let's drop some echo markers, I guess. So I need a 6. Do I want to walk before I do this? I think I do. So I'm gonna just walk on up to here and try to make 2 echo markers. I need a 6. I get it. So that's just gonna drop 1 up here. And then I want another echo marker. Oh goodness. So this echo marker get removed. I'll drop another one up to here. And that is it for the Scion.
Cool. And he is placed in such a way that I can't just shoot him at range.
I hope so.
Fair. I really like the new sort of rules that snipers have, just to go off on a tangent, where they get +1 to their skill if they're at a higher elevation than their target. It's just so simple but so fluffy.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't think Angel Eyes has that. She's just got a trigger to do +1 damage if she's taller than you.
But then we know full well that Angel Eyes is a sniper. It's a healer, not a sniper now.
Correct. Yes. Obviously. I don't know why you would think otherwise.
That's it. I'm going to activate the Death Marshal, and the Death Marshal is going to climb the building and use the rest of his 3 inches to go to about there. Oh, I need to choose a new scheme, but I'll do that on your activation. And I'll type it in chat so that chat know I'm not cheating. I'm not gonna put anything.
As opposed to
just
me,
agree.
where they just have to assume I am.
Yeah, that's it. Like in the same way, I have to assume that you're not watching my stream and can see my hand.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. That's a good one.
Can I relieve that gap? Can I?
Yeah, I'd say so. He's what, speed
Because
6?
I'm at least 50% supported, right?
Yeah, no, I think you're fine.
I mean, for the memes, I'm gonna run across to that watchtower there. Over to you. That's hilarious.
It really is.
Right, I need to choose a new scheme, so let's do that while you're having a think.
I'm gonna go with. You know what? The emissary is probably pretty important to have go, and I'm just gonna walk and lock down this marker. And go base to base this time. Ooh, fancy.
Ooh. Right, I've horrifically misspelled my scheme into chat. um, I have misspelled it to a point where it could be any of my available schemes. That is not true. And I need to find a way of doing that because that is not working. I'm finding because I'm doing like a window capture and it keeps pausing to the point where the window capture no longer works. So next stream I'll have to work out a better way of doing that. Might just hook the iPad up again as a external video source. That's probably the way to do it. Mutter, 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 mutter. Mm-hmm. Line of sight from tops of buildings because the shadow doesn't exist anymore, does it?
Yeah, no, you just see wherever.
So the jury can absolutely see the judge.
Yeah.
Seems good. So I'm going to go with the jury. The jury has a really nice aura called binding, which you can't empower jewels whilst you're within 6 inches of one.
Hey, I hate it.
I have to turn it on. But it's a token that I give myself. Yes, let's do that. Okay, so at the beginning of the jury's activation, I am going to create a remains marker, legally distinct corpse, about here. Boop. I'm then going to obey the judge. So I need a 7 of masks, and the mask is not built in. That is 13 of my. Hey, Mumsy. That was beautifully timed. Thank you very much. That's never going to happen again. It's like in M2E, I was playing with the first mate, and he leapt and got the trigger to eat the model he landed next to and ate the 10 Thunders brother. And I was just like, cool, that's never going to happen again. That's the single best activation that model will ever have. Like, do not base any opinion on this model on that activation. That's a height 4 forest, but I'm a size 2 thing, so I can see over it and see Tara. Question is, are you in range? The answer is no. And I don't have Wong's charge with spells ability, which is hilarious. But so I'm just going to walk to about here and call it good.
And he saw that it was good. I'm gonna go with Aionus, I reckon. So how does this work? Aionus has a backtrack token, so that's easy enough. He is going to try and give the Scion a backtrack token with start of time. He succeeds. I don't think he gets a relevant trigger. Oh, no, that's on the other action. So Scion just has a token. Then 2 actions. I think what I'm going to do is Aionus is ally only, of course. So he's going to, I think, walk just into the middle of the forest, and we'll target Tara with a sever timeline.
Or is that taken into account?
No, that was a 3-inch move on a speed 6 mile.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
So he will need like a 6 or something. He gets it. He picks up this marker, and I'll drop it in here. And then can place the model 4 inches. Do I want to really be placed that much? Who knows? So he's done. When he ends his activation, he's going to pick up a echo marker within 6 inches of himself and then place it within 3 inches of himself. So this echo marker here can just now be sort of over there.
So that's a lot of echo markers all in one space. I'm just kind of like,
it is.
Do they explode?
Time is bending.
There's some wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff happening over there. Let me check the wording on some stuff. That is fine. So, judge not, lest ye be judged. Alternatively, judge the shit out of stuff. So I'm going to judge the shit out of some stuff. So let's activate the judge. I'm going to remove this corpse marker within an inch of me to treat the walk action as a signature.
Yep.
And I'm going to be surprisingly fast. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and indeed 6. And then I'm going to judge that guy.
Okay.
Actually, let's have a quick look at his cards just to make sure this isn't a terrible. He hasn't got like.
Nah, he's got nothing.
No, cool. So
I think it's hard to kill was in there, but
hard to kill's in there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at totally the wrong model. That's why it surprised me. It took me ages to spot that effigies can still grow up.
Theoretically, it's a pretty big long shot. I wouldn't make it a game plan.
I'm not sure I want 2 stones worth of stuff. I'm just going to go.
You've also got to hit like a stat 4 attack while standing within 1 inch of an enemy model. It's not really their shtick.
Statistically, it's a non-zero chance. Let's be polite. So I'm going to charge there. I'm going to use my focus. And I'm going to bop you with my katana.
Yep.
Do you have a backtrack token?
I Oh, he can get it, but no.
Oh no, it's health. He can get it because he's the rule that I keep wanting to call fated, but isn't called fated. Good lord.
I'm a 12.
19.
Uh-huh. How much damage is this?
4 without
4.
before raises.
Um, so that'd be 5. I can go 5. No, I shouldn't. So you're what, 19? I need to get to a 15, so at least a 10.
Yes.
Nah, I've just got 5.
All right.
One.
So, and I'll declare maim to give you injured,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do it again, but this time without focus because I've done that.
Um,
11, your cheat.
I'll go to a 14.
So I need. What do I want to be? 40. So your defense 6 normally because you're injured now.
True, 13.
13. So I need to be at 18 for a raise. Is that right?
Sounds right.
So let's go to 18 for 5 damage,
Yep, he's on 1.
and that is the judge done.
Cool. I'm gonna go with Tar, I reckon. So we'll start by attempting to use Expedite on the Nothing Beast. Yeah. So I need a 6. I don't get it, but here's a 6. Again, a backtrack token, and he's going to. I think he's going to copper damage for falling and walk out to. Is that probably a good idea? No. 3
That's
inches
such a
gets you
big change
there.
to incorporeal.
Yeah, no, he's going to climb down instead. And he's then I've got 3 actions. I'm going to interact twice. So and raise blue votes. And then I'm going to, with my 1 action remaining, I'm going to have Tara try her. Let's do a temporal hiccup on Lady Justice. So I spend a Soul Stone. I'm going to empower this.
Who's this? Sorry.
Tara 2, targeting
What's a
Lady
temporal
Justice.
hiccup?
It's the crew card action. Do damage equal to the number of echo markers within 4 of the target, then remove 1 of the echo markers.
That's what. That's why they're all there. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's this targeting?
Justice.
No, as in what's it?
Willpower. Sorry.
Willpower. Cool. Oh, 20.
Well, that's really annoying. Cool. That's Sarah done.
I'm going to be honest. This is probably the best sequence of flipping cards I've ever done in my life. I'm going to go with Bat Horse, as he's seemingly become known in chat. And I'm going to walk I'm going to walk to like here and then scale up to there. So I walked to there and then scaled up, and then
Hmm.
I'm probably going to shoot the Hodgepodge because friendly fire doesn't exist anymore.
Yep.
Um, yeah, yep, cool, yeah, gun. That's probably my cheat.
Yeah, I'm at 10 total.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that and go
Yep. He's
17.
gonna die. I get a soul stone.
You get a soul
Oh,
stone.
I
I'm going
dropped
to
the remain
declare
marker.
assassinate.
Yep.
And I'm going to score 2 VP from it because the target was of 9 soul stones or higher. And then I need to choose a new scheme.
Hmm.
I'm going to change my mind a little bit and do that. I have typed my thing in chat so that they can hold me accountable. They usually do. The Lone Marshal. That's doing a stupid thing again. Let's just correct it. I may just have to turn that off if it keeps being a dick. Lone Marshal, target other model, heals 1 and gains a focus token. So I'm going to target the judge with Trusty Flask, needs a 5. That is a 10. So target heals 1 and gains the focus token. He is at full health, but I will have me a focus token. And then for each raise, the target heals an additional 1. So he would heal 2, but yeah, irrelevant. Clocking you.
Cool. I'm going to go with the Nothing Beast, I think, who is going to go to about here and make that a charge, I suppose, because he's got a 3-inch melee. So we'll swing on the jury.
Yeah, and how does this work in terms of elevation?
You will have cover because you have at least 2 points of
But
elevation.
you can hit me because you're size 3. If you were a size 2 model, you couldn't. Is that correct?
Yes? Question mark? I
Let's find out together.
thought if it was too. Oh, maybe I can't hit you at all. Actually, I don't remember. Elevation made my brain go skewy on the day that I was trying to read it. So
100%.
I
Like both Liam, I think it's
um
important to point out that both Liam and I stayed up until like 3:30 in the morning for the release that never happened.
I didn't stay up. I woke up early. Just
You were a
I
child on
was
Christmas morning.
yes. And then as I had just declared that I was leaving for work, they dropped the files.
That literally the point where I realized, like, okay, I'm cancelling my stream. Oh, look, here are the cards. So Big Jake begins his activation supported by the table directions, therefore an elevation of 0. So yeah, because you are at an elevation of 0, I am at an elevation of
Yep.
3. You can't punch me.
So I cannot attack. All
That's,
right. I will just
I
vote then.
think.
No, I think that's correct. That is it for the Nothing Beast.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to need to dislodge you from that point, realistically, because otherwise that's just your strat marker. I think you've got strat anyway this turn because there's not a lot I can.
I currently control every strat marker,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm rather hoping I do score strat this turn.
Being at 4-0 down. Um, yes, it would be churlish not to at this point, I think. Um, I think I need to. I think I'm gonna go with scales. Scales of justice. Um, I'm going to resupply. So I'm going to spend a stone. I'm going to draw a card from the top of my deck, and then I'm going to go through my discard for a card of my choosing between 1 and 5. And I'm going to pull out
Yep.
that 5 of tomes, and I'm going to throw away that 6 of masks because tomes are more useful to me than masks. I'm then going to speed up speed 7. Speed 7, Liam. Which I wasn't expecting. So I'm going to go 1, 2 to there. I'm going to climb down to the bottom of this for 3. So for a total of 5, and then I have 2 more inches. Quiet Tarquin. I'm going to target Lady Justice with Chain Gang, so she can go 3 inches. And I'm going to go to there, so I'm in base contact with that marker. And then I can go 3 inches myself towards her and call it good. Over to you.
Okay. I'm going to go with Angel Eyes, I reckon. I'm going to shoot Justice. Are you engaging? You are not.
I am not, though. But friendly
It's
fire
fine.
isn't a thing, so.
It is not. So 6 against defense. Yeah, just flip.
There we go.
I am a 16 with the knock aside trigger.
I am at 9. So you would get 1 raise. What's the damage profile on this?
That's 2.
2. So you do 3 damage?
Yes.
I'll take the 3 damage.
Cool. I'm going to move you, I suppose, into engagement with Tara.
Okay.
Then I guess I will. I probably just shoot you a second time.
Not unreasonable.
So 6 against defense.
11.
Oh. 17.
So it'll be 3 damage again.
No trigger. Are you cheating?
So what's your total, sorry? 17.
17.
So difference of 5. So I need to be within 12 to reduce damage, to just take baseline damage. Yeah, I'll put the 6, go to 12.
12. All right. I will go down to 13 for the 0 in trigger to do +1 damage because I'm a height 2 terrain.
So that's 3 damage?
Yep. And that is it for Angel Eyes. She really only has her. No, I won't flip for her bonus editing signature. It's not important.
We are on turn 2, Reese. It is currently 4-0 to me. No one is more surprised about that than I am.
I've hit it. I finally hit an attack, though. I can claim moral victory.
You have hit an attack. You've also taken an attack. You've not taken in as many attacks as me, but then you're playing Tara and I'm playing Lady.
But I'm not sure I've won any opposed duels so far this game besides those 2 shots. So
that is also true. So I'm going to go with the Domidor.
Yep.
I'm going to
the DDC.
The DDC. Thank you. Yeah, let's get some consistency. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to target Tara with Vile Reclamation.
Okay.
This is very speculative, but here we go. Versus your willpower. Oh,
I'm a 17.
I'm at a 17 as well.
Cool. So I take 1 less damage.
To a minimum of 1.
Okay,
It can't
so I
be.
take 1
Yeah, so you're going to take 1 damage, and then an ally within range heals 1
for every raise.
for every rate. Oh, so that's it's just 1 damage on Tara. There we go.
I get a butterfly jump technically, so I'm just going to go stand touching the strategy marker.
Makes perfect sense. I'm then going to decay you.
Which does...
Not a lot with a 1.
Oh, Black Joker. Fine.
Oh, there you go.
Do I want to backtrack that? Can I get the backtrack token back onto
You
her?
can't
No.
backtrack duels
So
with jokers.
oh, of course, duh. I knew that.
But I think your willpower might, sorry, your defense might still be sufficiently high enough. What is your
I'm a 6 total to your 6 total, so currently I'm taking 1 damage and gaining an injured token.
Yes, unless, so what I'm going to do instead, although you'd butterfly jump away before a coordinated attack would kick in, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So there's not a lot of point in doing that, cheating for a coordinated. But I do like the idea of you taking more than 1 damage, so I'll put that 5 in that you know is there.
Okay, so I take 2.
You take 2 and
And
gain
gain an
injured,
injured.
and then you get your butterfly.
Why is the injured tokens not showing up when I...
D.
There we go. Yep.
D for injured.
Cool.
Dinjured.
Injured.
It's like one of the guys I played in the States of Origin, which is for people that don't know, is our Australia-wide team tournament that's going on at the moment. He described, I've been using Vassal for like 12 years, and he was like, whenever he gained health, he was like, nice, nice, nice. I was like, why are you doing that? He's like, because you press N for the number to go up and boo for it to go down.
That's
I
cute.
only at
That's
that
very
point
cute.
realized that every time I did damage, he was going boo, 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 boo. So yeah, that cracked me up. Anyway, that is the DDC done. Over to you.
All right, I think I'll have 33 go. We've got like 7 inches of movement, so it's going to be like 3 to there, then like a 4 to there. We are going to try and hit you with the timeline things. I spent a soul
Oh
stone
shit.
for my crew action. Temporal hiccup, that's the one. 6 against willpower.
I'm guessing this is on justice.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm on a 10.
I am also on a 10.
And does that impact? What's your crew upgrade called?
Fleeting moments.
Fleeting moments. Hang on.
So currently this would do 5 damage to you because it'd be 1 plus X.
Yeah.
And tying does affect magic actions.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to 15.
15. I
really want to take 5 damage on my master.
kind of want you to.
I can see why you would.
If I go higher, it could be 6 damage, which is pretty cute. So let's go higher. Let's have you take 6 damage.
Fuck.
And removes an echo marker.
Oh, sorry. So attack. I am resilient. So attacks targeting this model reduce raises they receive by 1. So.
I didn't get a raise. I just didn't tie.
Oh fuck.
So, so because the action is normally 1 plus X, but because we were tied, it was just going to be X damage.
Tits.
Then I removed one of the echo markers, and then unfortunately that's not a signature move, so I can't do it again because I walked. Because my unpack was silly. So 33 is going to slam the coffin. Doesn't succeed. I don't really want to cheat one of my remaining cards for that. Though I could make you make a lot of willpower jewels. They're just not very good willpower jewels. So that's 33 done.
Okay. I suspect I should probably go with Justice before she dies horribly.
It's probably getting to that point.
It's probably getting to that point.
I will just note if you go for an attack at this point. Do you have hard to kill?
No, no, I don't.
Okay, so the thing you might have to watch out for is that Angel Eyes has the backup action to, after an enemy model resolves an action that damaged a friendly model within 6, I can drain a Soul Stone to shoot you.
Cool, you're not within 6. Tara isn't within 6.
Oh, good to know. Isn't she? Oh, I must have butterfly jumped.
You did. You butterfly jumped
Yes,
when...
out of range of the heal. I was like, I thought I was within 6 because I healed myself earlier,
Yeah,
but
no, you butterfly jumped
no,
when the
that tracks.
DDC did stuff at you.
All right, well, if you attack Tara twice, the second one might be risky.
That is fair. That is fair. Good to know. Thank you. Do I like? I'm used to the DDC being my healer, and it's just not anymore. But that is okay. I don't know how lethal V is, but yeah,
Well, V's a keyword model, so she could hit you for 5 damage.
That's it. That's it. So one has to.
I think she has a damage 2 attack for what it's worth, which at this point is just enough.
One has to respect that. What is stupid is that the jury has a remove all enemy markers pulse. But she's on a rooftop over here. Let's go with Justice because
yep.
Red Warrior in danger. But the judge could ascend, and that's pretty funny. And he also has a damage 4 greatsword.
Damage 4 attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's pretty good. Also, I can cheat death. In the I can spend 2 when a model dies. Any model in my crew can spend 2 stones to not, because we control the undead, so we're not going to be one of them. But it does cost 2 stones. Let's go with Justice. I don't think there's nothing fancy here to do, so let's just punch Tara.
Yep.
I am going to burn a card for an empower. There we go. I'm on an 18.
I really wish this would stop happening.
I'm good with it.
I'm
really good with it. I'll be honest.
You're an 18.
I am.
I'll go to a 14.
14 to 18. So 1 raise. That'd be 5 damage, please.
How's it a raise?
Because you're injured.
Yes, that's what I'm factoring that in. So I'm a 14 total.
Do beg your pardon. So I'm at
'Cause I'm
18.
defense
So
6 normally.
yeah, not a raise. Apologies. 4 damage.
Okay. Well, I will cop 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I guess I'm going to butterfly jump so that I'm at least touching that 6-inch aura now. I'm not touching the strat marker anymore.
Yes, and then I'm going to interact twice.
You're engaged still, though.
It doesn't matter. Oh, yes, of course it does. No, you're absolutely right. And I can't just walk away. Yes, no, thank you. I'm going to focus and hit you again.
Hey, Red Joker.
Well, there you go.
Uh, which
Angel
I
Eyes.
think means I don't get to trigger Angel Eyes.
Oh.
Is it damaged? Let me check.
No, yeah, it resolves an action that damages a friendly model. Spend a stone
Yep.
to target them.
Cool.
I'm not crazy mad about that. Like that's I'm not, you know, of all the places for the Red Joker to turn up, keeping your master alive, that seems reasonable. Hmm. Got one more
I
AP.
can't believe that's the only attack Tara has dodged when she can't be cheated against. That's so silly.
I still have an AP. No, sorry, I still have my signature action.
Yep.
Should have done this first. No, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. I've layered this correctly. Thinky. All right, that's pretty cute. So Lady Justice is going to domineering presence. The DDC needs a 4.
Mm-hmm.
That is sufficient. Do I want to spend a stone for a trigger? It's too many hands. It is too many hands. But what I will do is give the DDC the focused token and move the target up to 6 inches. So I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
move the DDC to there. I could spend a stone at this point for a trigger to make them take an attack, but I don't think I will.
Okay.
And that is justice done, probably in more ways than one.
Cool. I'm going to have V go. So V's gonna use her secret inspection on 33. Doesn't make it. We'll do it again. Is there a limitation on if I can target the same model over and over with this?
You
There
can.
is not.
You
So
crack on.
we'll do it again. And we'll do it again. Hey, we
Hey,
got
we
it.
got it. That's a heal too.
Yeah, 33's on full. So 33 gets to move. And drop a ski marker. No, let's do this sensibly. This is my last activation, so I'm going first next turn. So I'm just going to come right on in here. And
It's not looking good for justice.
okay. I don't actually want to be in Justice melee. I would prefer to just shoot her.
I mean,
So,
you
but there
still
could be
are.
a ski marker there. Yeah, but you're not engaging me, so I can't shoot.
Yes.
All right. That's fully activated.
That's you fit. Okay. I'm going to activate Bracer, who shouldn't have shielded because shielded drops off at the end of the turn.
No, I don't think it does anymore.
Does it not?
Pretty sure it's permanent.
Let's have a look. It just says give this model a shielded token. We should look in. Yeah, she still does have shielded. Hey, that's pretty good. That's a change. I do note that shielded can only be used when you take 2 damage or more. You can't just reduce pings with it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't reduce to 0. I don't think I've seen anything that reduces to 0 yet. Well, actually, no, through the hole is the action fails when it's declared, not. Anyway.
So Bracer is going to defiantly arrive with her signature action. Needs 6. That is indeed a 6. So I'm going to land there. Smash. Because I have changed elevations with this model, move enemy models within 1 inches up to 2 inches in a direction.
Yep.
It's like some kind of superhero land. And then I'm just going to vote twice.
Cool.
And I think that's kind of where we are.
It is. So, well, I don't think you can actually vote. Well, you can vote twice, but you don't end up on 2.
You're absolutely correct. There we go.
All right, so I will win the strategy though because I control 3.
Yes.
I will also reveal just a 1 point on detonate charges, so I go to 2.
I'm just going to bring detonate charges up on screen because I don't think I've seen it yet. So presumably you got to detonate charges through Runic binding. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. So when the scheme is revealed, remove 2 friendly scheme markers within 2 inches of an enemy model, gain 1 VP. Yeah, absolutely. There's like,
but I don't have it. But because I flipped all those weeks, I didn't get the second point.
What was the second point?
Alas, I have to remove a 3rd marker, so I just needed to hit 1 more of those target numbers.
I'm not scoring strat because you did.
Correct.
And it's not possible for both of us to score unless we're tied, and it's 3-1. So no, I have no
3. That's right. Yeah.
3-1 on strat markers. I have no scheme to declare. I've already scored a scheme this turn with assassinate, so that leaves a score at 4-2. So you also, for the second turn in a row, get to remove a strategy marker of your choosing.
Which one of the flank ones do I most want? Because I think I relieve this one because it forces you to spend good model actions to get rid of it. So I'll delete this top one.
The one by the
Might not be
beast?
the right. Yeah.
There we go.
Because I would rather the judge spend his actions interacting than smacking me. Does injured fall off in the end phase?
I think it does. I hope it doesn't, but I think it does. During the end phase, remove this token.
Great. So Control D. Hey. Or Shift. Well, that's not actually the shortcut there. That deletes Tara. All right. Okay. So we're trying to kill Justice. We might have to do it twice. We should probably draw cards and set new objectives after detonate charges. What do I get to pick from? Okay. I have made my choices. I have not drawn a new hand.
That's fine.
Okay. Lady Justice is defense 5 but willpower 6, so I really want to just shoot her. So where is my best defense attack? Because I don't do very many of those. I think it's on 33. Yes, so that's why I didn't want to be in melee with you, because I get to shoot you with the Lost Peacebringer, and you're within 1 inch of an echo marker, so I get a positive. That's nice.
Do you get a pos flip?
So let's activate 33 and just do that.
I'm gonna stone to put you on a neg.
Currently, I'm in 11 with maybe a trigger. No trigger.
I'm on a 7, so that sounds like, and this is like a 2 damage profile, isn't it?
Yep.
And you've not exactly flipped very high.
I have not.
I'm gonna cheat to beat you. Let's get some good
Okay.
cards at your hand.
What triggers do I have? That could be useful. I already have one. So in that case, since it doesn't really matter, let's go just to do the 2 damage.
And you'll have an AP after this, won't you?
Yep.
Counterattack. Oh, you're shooting me, so I can't counterattack you.
Yeah, I've been trying not to play into that counter attack. That's very scary.
Just spend a stone. You take 3 damage. Fuck off. I'm going to spend 2 stones and be on 1 health.
Okay. I will shoot you a second time.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not sure how I feel about that, but let's do the thing.
oh, 18.
There we
19,
go.
actually.
Yeah, she'll
I
die.
think that's an explosion.
Yeah, she'll die. And I'll gain a stone back.
Yep. So you can do that again. Should I try to do something crazy? I'm going to attempt a slam the coffin. I need a 6. Get it.
This time it
No
works.
trigger. Yes. So let's just drop another echo marker in here. Both of these, both the scales and the DDC, need to make target number 12 willpower jewels or become slow.
What order would you like that in?
Start with the scales, please.
So scales needs an 8. Nope.
There are worse places, I think, for that Black Joker, but
that's it, yeah. And then the DDC is fine.
seems to be fine. And that shall conclude 33.
So when you ascend,
It's start phase, I believe.
Start phase is start phase,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that was a factor in my decision making.
It's a good factor. Yeah, that's very good. Scales of Justice is my healer. There we go. There you go. I think I go with the jury. Jury will place corpse there.
Yep.
And I'm going to spend a stone. Need to flip 2. That's fine. Does it have any raises or anything? No, but it does have a ram trigger. But I don't have a melee action, so that doesn't matter. And I'm going to place there. Boop. and I will, for my first AP, discover, needing a 4. That is a 9, and I will remove all friendly markers within a 3-inch pulse. Go away.
All friendly.
So remove all enemy markers within 3-inch pulse of this
Enemy
model.
markers makes a lot more sense.
Enemy markers makes a lot more sense, and it's far more useful. And that, and
I think
then
those scheme markers probably. Oh, there weren't any scheme markers.
there weren't any scheme markers. You removed them to school, and then I'm going to vote to make that marker neutral, and that
Cool.
doesn't seem an unreasonable course of action. Clocking you.
Interesting. I'm going to. Oh, how do I do this? This is tricky. I think I might go with. It's 10-3, so Ionis now has this ability to just slap people for 4 damage if
Yeah, he
I'm
does.
willing to spend stones on it. So that's interesting. I also have Tara, who is actually quite good in melee, even if I haven't made a signal melee attack with her yet. So what I'm going to do, though, I think. Kind of annoying, but what I'll do is I'll have Angel Eyes take a running jump and end up on here.
Okay.
She's going to shoot the Death Marshal.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 against your defense.
This guy.
Yep.
Cool. My defense is not good. Oh, there you go. 15. No one is more surprised than me.
I'll go to a 18.
Cool. You cannot.
With the knuckle side trigger.
So he has resilient, if that factors in. So no.
So no raises. Yeah, I'm not looking for raises.
No, reduces raises. It's not. Whereas Juggernaut is no raises.
Okay, but all the same, I wouldn't have gotten a raise either. I'm just trying to hit.
You're just doing 2 damage.
2 damage and a knock aside trigger, which will knock you off the thing for 1 more damage.
Where am I going?
You can just go. What heals do you have? I'm not entirely clear.
Scales of Justice is my healer, but it costs a stone to do. But can heal 6.
Okay. Well,
can you need to flip the red Joker. Earl Burns has it as well.
It costs you soul stones. Hey.
Yeah.
So we'll toss you there. And because you have suffered damage from falling, I'm going to make it look like an accident. Which I got from detonate charges.
Very nice.
So if I get my second point requires him to be either dead or below half at the end of the turn. That's probably it for Angel Eyes. I don't think I'm going to use her bonus. Okay. So back to you. I was really hoping you wouldn't move the jury because the jury was perfectly set up for a big play there.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Lone Marshal.
Mm-hmm.
The Lone Marshal is basically just going to jump off this building. Oh no, because as soon as you jump, your activation it moves. I know the words I mean to use. I can't do what I want to do. I can't just jump off. You, as soon as you take falling damage, your movement ends. So you can't like jump off and run. So I'm gonna climb down to there, which takes 3 of my 7 movement, which gives me a 4-inch range. Which means you can't like
It'd be
charge
4
off.
inches from where you started, right? Rather than from the bottom.
Oh, is that how it works?
Well,
Yeah,
like climbing requires you to.
I mean that
You
makes
don't
perfect.
get your base when
Yeah,
climbing,
no,
so.
that makes perfect sense. To there.
Mhm.
I'm gonna trusty flask the Death Marshal because I think I've
Yep.
just got line of sight. This needs a 5. That is an 11, so there's a raise in there. So the target heals 1 against a focus token. For each raise, the target heals an additional 1. So he's going to go to 4, gain a focus, and I'm going to charge to. I'd have to charge to about here.
Hmm.
So block line of sight from Aionus to the Death Marshal because that's a size 3 model in the way.
Yep.
And it's a 50 mil. So your favourite topic of conversation cannot be brought into things. Which of course
I have no objection about large base models blocking to line of sight to smaller base models. That is what I think the game should be.
And then I'm going to shoot Tara.
Boo.
I will. Uh, I will. Do I want to empower this? Long Carbine doesn't have crit strike anymore, which I'm very disappointed about.
No, it's just damage 3 now, right?
It's just a straight damage 3, yeah. Which I'm very, like, don't get me wrong, very pleased about that. That's pretty good. um, do I want any of those triggers? Not that much. I'm still going to discard this 3 for an empower. I just don't give a
Okay.
shit about the ram because I don't have crit strike.
Hey, my rules finally work.
And I can't cheat against. I can't cheat against you because you've
You
got a backstrike
cannot.
token. So
Um,
that removes some mental bandwidth from me. So over to you. Excuse me.
what was the scheme that you scored last turn? I am
Assassinate.
struggling. Assassinate.
Killed me a hodgepodge for 2v.
Indeed.
That's one of the things I think is really interesting about this because, of course, you
Okay.
and I are used to making crews where you go, cool, in your face. Here's a 7 soulstone crew. And I think if assassinate was in
But
that,
you can't. Yeah, it'd be hard to plan around assassinate when it's the
yeah,
second or third scheme deep. Yeah. I don't think it'd be worth trying to either.
no,
Um, in your face had this like the fun double whammy though. If you did it and you ended up with like 4 7-point models, you actually had a lot of options for scoring in your face yourself if your opponent didn't make the
and
same
that
allowances.
was
So,
absolutely my way of approaching it. Was like, here's 4 7-point models. Like, which one am I going to score the second point of in your face with? And then my master's going to try and kill your 8-point model because
okay.
guild.
So you might have taken frame job, but whatever. is the is where I'm at. So I'm gonna go with Tara. I think at this point, she is going to try to obey herself to charge. The jury did not put up the thing preventing empowers, right?
That is correct. I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough AP to do it.
Okay.
I would have liked
All
to,
right.
but getting rid of all your echo markers seemed a better choice of action.
So I'm going to charge the dormant. Sorry, trying to obey myself to charge is the plan. Boy, howdy. So I'm going to
Any
go to
raises on
there.
that? No.
I don't think so.
No. With the 4 AP
So
monster. That
I
should
gain a
that should be
backtrack token,
otherwise.
which
That should
I
be
already
otherwise
have.
play.
Right? Oh, is there a core rule about? There's a core rule about not being able to be controlled by other models, but I'm not another model, so I think this is fine. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure I have.
I know what you're talking about. Let me bring that up because we were talking about that on the Oceanic. Discord, I think. It's in the control section of the rules, isn't it? Oh no, it's in stations.
Well, I'm taking the first of if I cannot.
No, it's other model.
Is
It's you can't be
yeah,
controlled by another
but
model, but you can absolutely be controlled
so
by yourself.
I can do this to myself. All right, so I'm just going to take this as my first of potentially 4 attacks on the Dominor,
I mean, I don't think it's
targeting
okay, but you can
the
do it.
lower of your defense and willpower. So I
Say that
think
again,
it's
sorry.
I choose between defense or willpower. So I think I target. It looks like your
Fives.
defense is lower, so I'm
They're
gonna
both fives.
hit you in the defense.
Not my
I'm not
defense.
going to empower this one.
15.
15. I will go to a 17.
You don't get bonus damage, but you're just a straight damage 3, aren't you?
Correct. I do have crit strike as an option.
Why do you have crit strike? I don't have crit strike. I got a 17.
Okay, so take 2 damage. No, not on the jury. Sorry, on the Dominor.
Oh, do beg your pardon. So down to 6. Cool.
Yep. I will empower this next attack. You're not revealing
Confirmed.
frame job.
I don't think frame job. Hang on, let me have a read of frame job. Oh, it suffers damage. I thought it was kill. No, I'm not revealing frame job.
Sure. So bye, Black Joker. Great.
I need to flip a card still. Oof.
Okay, so I've got 2 actions remaining. I can't do what I wanted to do anymore. I was really hoping to pull the Domador off, either kill or pull the Domador off the marker, and then get a rewind on the jury to knock them off the marker and still have an action left to interact to secure it. But I'm guessing that probably won't happen now. So I've got 2 swings. I think we just try to kill the Domador. I don't see a massive benefit in doing anything else, so let's swing away.
I'm going to use my focus.
Oh, well, I got my crit strike.
I'm
I'm getting my crit strike. I'm in 11. With a ram.
see. I'm at a 10.
Mm-hmm.
What do I need these cards for? So I'm going to go to 15.
15. I will match you on a 15. Crit strike cancels out the tie
Take 3 damage.
deficit, so take 3. And then go one more time.
I'm on an 8.
I'm at 12.
We'll go to a 13.
13.
Because that's how maths works.
I think. Yeah, I missed the empowered attack, didn't I? So I think that's I probably want to hang on to these cards. So that's okay. That's the end for me.
What are we calling this little sticky outy boy?
I'd consider it part of the rest of the building.
Okay. So I'm going to go with Bracer, who has on the move. So we'll on the move at the beginning of their activation.
Yep.
I'm then going to. Am I engaged by you at this point?
Uh,
I will
you
be in
are there, but
such
this
a
is
fashion.
entirely up to you.
Yeah, I will be in such a fashion that I'm not. Let me see. So if I walk to, say, there and then scale up to there. I am going to defiantly arrival, moving a 6. That's a 2. I'm going to cheat in this, and I'm going to arrive here, and I'm going to push Tara because I've changed elevation 2 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, move. Push is not a word, and then I'm going to vote.
Yep. Cool. I'm going to go with the Scion. I'm going to tap the ley lines for just draw 3 cards, and
yeah, you got the good one.
I'll throw away that 4. I'm going to attempt to make a echo marker.
Mm-hmm.
Don't succeed, but I have a card for this. The future is the past. I need a 6. Here is a 7. That is the mask trigger as well.
Yep.
So
Worked great for
I
you
can
last
drop
time.
that echo marker. Can I see it there? Because I can see through threat 33. Yeah, I think that's fine. So I place here, and then 2 places at once for another like 2 inches of placement.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just go here.
Where are you? There you
Let's just attack.
Death Marshal.
I wonder if we can get so that we're engaging literally everybody. I think we
Yes.
can.
Yep.
Let's stand there. And we'll take a swing on the Death Marshal, sure, with Hungry Emptiness. It's 6 against your willpower.
I will use my focus because it's important. Oh, that's not great.
That's the only suit I don't have a trigger on.
That's
I
11.
am an 18.
11 from me.
Okay.
So
If I get a raise, I get to make an echo marker.
resilient, you reduce the number of raises by 1.
True. So basically impossible. 18 to your. So it'll be 2 damage.
It'll be 2 damage, yeah.
Yeah, and that'll be it for the Scion.
And that will score you the bonus VP for knocking me off a roof.
Currently, yes, but only if you're dead or below half at the end of the turn.
Yeah, which like seems likely.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got left to go? Nothing Beast, Aionus, and V.
Yeah, nothing important.
I mean, you say that, but fuck off. I'm gonna go with what's the willpower of the Scion?
5? Question
5?
mark?
5?
Yes, 5.
5. Um, hmm. let's do the boring things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to activate the judge. The judge is going to eat this remains marker to treat the walk action as a signature. I'm going to vote twice for that. I'm going to have me a walk and go to there. I will target the lone marshal with unearth the sins. I'm going to ditch this 5 of masks to empower it. Meaning,
Why are you getting 4 actions? 2 votes and a bonus walk.
oh, of course, yeah, no, I bonus walked, so I can't do another signature. Of course, I can't. In answer to your question, because I'm cheating.
I love that answer. That's a good answer.
My Perdita crew, I can never remember the Spanish, but my Perdita crew is because that would be cheating in Spanish. Because in answer to the question, Porculus nos dos. It's not you can't because I always like why can I not just have both titles? Like they'd be really good together because they'd be cheating. Cool. Judge done. Over to you.
Cool. I think I'll do the Nothing Beast. Let me just measure. Oh, well, actually, I was going to measure out to see if the Nothing Beast could do anything because Incorporeal doesn't let you ignore terrain anymore. So,
Yay.
but 3-inch melee is good. So I'm assuming I will be able to just charge Bracer and maybe cop some negatives. But then cover still works against melee attacks.
It
So
does. And
So I
concealing.
won't go with the Nothing Beast. I will probably want to use V or someone to move him before I do anything there.
That
Let's
makes
go with
sense.
Aionus. So Aionus has his little
So we're at 8 o'clock, so we've got about half an hour left.
Okay.
It'd be good to have a
Oh, that's good. For some reason, I thought it was gonna. I had 8 o'clock in my head, but it was the wrong 8 o'clock.
wrong 8 o'clock. Time zones wibbly wobbly.
Yes. So order of operations is rough. I'm going to go with. Well, if he gets that'd be like a 4-inch move to there, and then it'd be like a 3-inch to. Okay. So V can get the Nothing Beast into it, but I think it's the time for Aionus.
See what you did
uh, so I'm gonna try and give V. No, that's bad. This is all bad. Let's just maybe do V. Where do I have to be to target the Nothing Beast? Speed 6, 8-inch range. So she needs to go like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and not make it. I hate this. I hate all of this. uh, so yes, that's probably all she. I'm just going to walk to there. I'm not going to try and help the Nothing Beast. I'm
Very
going
quick,
to try and
very
secret
quick
inspection
question.
Ionis.
Very quick
Yep,
question. You started on 4 stones, and this is purely from my understanding. You started on 4 stones. You gained one because Hodgie died, and you've temporal hiccuped how many times? Like
2
3 times.
times.
2 times. That makes
Yeah,
perfect.
one you red joker defensively, and one
You just whomped me for
we
5.
did 6. I think it was at the end because I cheated above you. So we're going to try and hit Aionus with a duty. What's it?
The famous
Oh,
duty wants it.
well,
Gotcha.
yes, the famous duty. What's it? So Aionus gets to move like 2 inches and a bit. So let's move him his 2 inches and a bit into. Is Aionus still height 3? No,
Yes.
he got shorter.
You got sure?
Um,
The clock is still height 3.
so we'll go there, and we have 1 action remaining. And it's probably going to be an. Oh, that drops a scheme marker as well. Hey.
Nice.
Good lord. I think I'm going to try and tap Bracer with an overclock burn because I just can't have it continually
Dislodge.
jumping, moving
Yeah.
everybody, and
It's
then still
it's
being able to
really
interact
good.
twice. I got no answer to it. It's really, really rough.
Yeah, it's great.
It just seems to mean that you've where's overclock burn?
I read a versatile card and I was like, I want that. That seems good in every crew.
It does. So yeah, 6 against your willpower.
On Bracer, presumably, was that?
Yes. Well, I got the crit strike trigger. I just flipped a 1.
12.
I need a raise to give out slow. So nah, that can just fail.
Okay.
He's done.
Who have you got left to go? Nothing Beast.
Aionus and Nothing Beast.
And I have a Death Marshal and Scales of Justice. Oh, and a Domador. And Angel Eyes is sitting here with her 6 inches of. Go on then.
Yeah. Take a shot. Dare you.
Do the thing. Go on then. Death Marshal,
Yeah.
what are you doing in my list? Because I was very tempted to put the battering ram in, but then I would have spent 49 stones on my crew, and that felt bad to just play 1 stone under. So I didn't put the battering ram in, and the battering ram is 3 stones, a significant model that hands out hastened. And hastened outside of activation is real good because it's basically laugh off. And then into activation is great because it's +2 speed. So I put the Death Marshal in, and I'm regretting that choice. So the Scion of the Void is blocking line of sight to Tara? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I reckon it would be. Oh no, I didn't announce it because you can see through, and you can see through your own models. So because I didn't declare the rule of intent, you can see Tara.
I can see Tara through the jury, effectively. It's basically
Yep.
that line there. It's that, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think the Death Marshal is doing much else. So let's shoot Tara.
You are engaged, so you can't shoot the gun.
I can't. Let's not do that because that would be cheating. Let's punch the Scion of the Void in the face with a coffin.
Sure.
Because I do have a heal trigger and I might get lucky. Pow. Well, I got the trigger. 8. I'm not cheating. Let's do it again. Wow.
I'm somehow thinking I'm not going to backtrack any of this.
There we go. Over to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the battering ram would have been better. But that's a really interesting thing. You can spend, you get no, if you spend under, you spend under. No.
So if I go 3 inches to there,
Bring
and
it
then
in.
an inch and a bit to there, and then declare my charge, I go another 3 and a bit inches to there. I have a 3-inch melee, and I'm within an inch of Bracer, but not within an inch of the Domador. So I think I suffer negatives to hit the Domador, but not Bracer. So let's punch Oh, is this smart? Yeah, we're going to punch Bracer.
Okay. I will not use a focus because I don't have one.
I will go to you're at 14.
Let me just check. 14.
Okay, I will go to an 17. So it'd be 3 damage, but I'd get the shove aside trigger.
Yeah, crack on. So I'll take 2 damage
So
because of shielded.
yes.
Yeah, cool. I'm on 9.
I'm just gonna push you back, like to. Wait, is it 4 inches still, or is it 3? It's 4 inches. Okay. Then I get to move 2 inches, so I'm now like here with some more attacks. So 2 more swings because I still have my signature move, which isn't just more damage.
Yes.
So we'll attack the Domador.
Yep, makes sense.
6 against your willpower.
Stupid sexy Jackdaw.
I'm going to reflip that with the backtrack token. It's my first time using them for their intended purpose this game. I managed to flip worse.
There we
go. So we'll see. I don't know what your last card is, but 15.
Crack on.
Okay, take 3 damage.
Kills me, gain Soulstone.
And I guess I'll swing with my signature move on. Oh.
It is actually important that I mark these corpses as friendly because I can only have 5 of them.
5. Okay. So one more attack will just be into the Death Marshal, I guess.
You can reach the Death Marshal from there?
3-inch melee. Bigger than you. And I have line of sight through the Scion, I suppose.
Yeah, do you think?
Cool. 6 against willpower. I mean, that's kind of funny. I got the shove aside trigger again, but I don't think I think it's once per activation, right? Yes, it is.
I'm on a 13.
Okay. Well, go down to hard to kill then.
Hard to kill.
That is it for the Nothing Beast.
So you've just got Aionus left?
Correct. And you have a slow scales.
I have a slow scales. I am gonna activate the Scales of Justice because it's the only model I got left.
I think technically you can pass if you're interested.
Yeah, because I have equal to or less than, but it gives you me passing will give you first activation of turn 4. Which, to be fair,
yes.
we're probably just going to talk turn 4 out because then we can have a little chat about the game before the stream ends, if that's agreeable.
Absolutely. Yep.
So Scales of Justice. I've got a 3-inch. I think realistically, the sensible play with the Scales of Justice here is to burn a stone for healing energy. Targeting the Death Marshal. I need a 4. That is 6, and that will heal. What's your thing? Is it half?
Half health or less, or dead.
Half health or less, or dead. So I'm going to heal 2, boop boop, and then I'm going to spend another stone because it's not once per activation.
You are slow though.
I am slow though.
Is it a signature move?
That's my activation. Would you be right if I use my focus on that flip and just flip another card?
Sure. Particularly if it's the Black Joker.
There's a risk.
As much of a chance as any other card.
That's it. Except I've already seen the Black Joker. Oh no, because I've reshuffled. Your table.
Yeah, so Aionus, I think I moved Aionus so that he could see your dude. I believe that looks like there's a line of sight line in there. So let's just try and tap you back down to below half.
I think you're already scoring it, aren't you? But
well, I've already scored a point, but you only have 5 hit points total, right?
Yeah, so I need to be, so it's under half. It's not half and below. Is that what we're saying? Because I think you've already scored the second point.
Make it look like an accident. Why can't I see you anywhere? There we are. Less than half maximum health. So I think I do need to hit you.
You do need to do at least 1 point of damage. Yeah, okay.
Yep. So we'll try and hit you with Ionus's what's it called? TikTok. 6 against willpower.
Probably going to kill me. I'd be surprised if he didn't. Well, you're cheap.
I will backtrack this.
Nice. That's so good, especially this sort of stage.
Went up to a 2. Oh, but now I'm hitting.
I'm going to do that. So at least
All
make
right,
it cheap.
I will make it hit.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
knock you down. You also become slow. Yes. It's a magic attack anyway, so
no razors.
I will just flip that again, I guess, and see if I actually get the kill.
No.
I don't think I do. I think I miss.
Yep.
I should have tried to give myself a backtrack token first. I will try to give the Nothing Beast a backtrack token now. With start of time, I succeed. No trigger. But that's the game state at the end of the turn.
So,
you score strat.
I'm going to score. Yay!
Yep.
There we go. That's nice and neat.
Schemes, I don't think you have anything.
I don't have anything to declare, so you're going to score
2 on scheme.
Your last scheme, so you've already scored 1 off it, hadn't you?
Oh yes, you're correct.
So you're at 3.
No, I should be on a total of 4, right? Because I've scored strat once, a 1-point scheme on turn 2, and then 2 points on this scheme. So I should be at 4.
So it's 5 to 4 currently.
Yes. I get to delete one of these markers.
You
it
do.
Is probably going to be this boy down here.
Makes perfect sense because it's mine and you've got no model near it.
Yeah. So how do we think this plays out? I'm pretty sure it's just a brawl in the middle, trying desperately to keep control over the center marker.
Yes.
I still have 2 points of 2 points available to score on schemes. I think you do too.
Yes, I do.
What are my choices? After make it look like an accident. Take the high ground, scout the rooftop, search the place. So a whole bunch that has to do with search the place means search the area, right?
Does, yeah,
I think they've got.
So basically, you just need to move the Nothing Beast to here, and you'd score with 2 VP.
I think so, yeah.
Or
I've got multiple models that can with place effects and that sort of thing. So there's a variety of ways in which to do it.
100%. So you're getting. I'd say you're getting
2.
at least 2 more VP to put you at 6 to 5. For me to score the remaining scheme points,
sort of up to you if you want to reveal your current one and if that would let you swap to a new one.
That's a good point because the current one is frame job.
Frame job on the jury.
You to damage the jury with a scheme marker nearby to get VP.
2.
I think.
So if I go for the jury early currently, you would not get your second point because.
But equally, I think as soon as I drop a scheme marker near the jury, you go, cool, I'm not attacking the jury. I think I probably would have stuck on frame job and hope that you damage the jury. I don't think that's out of the question because they're currently on that strategy marker. Where could I have gone? Search the place. Search the place I could do because the jury activates and throws a corpse on a roof, like here, and then the judge can just teleport, or the horse can teleport to the corpse marker. So I think I don't think that's an unreasonable 2 VP. Equally, the judge can just walk and scale that building.
Search the place requires like 3 scheme markers, right?
Search the place. Search the area. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to turn my mic off. There we go. Sorry about that. Just got headbutted in the jaw by a very excitable child. She's awake and happy, which is delightful.
That is a good thing.
It's a good thing, but now
Yeah.
I hurt. So search the place requires more than we're thinking. Is that right?
I think requiring 3 scheme markers might prove to be a fairly heavy lift.
I think that's for both of us. To be fair.
Yes, but I don't have to take search the place. I'm looking for take the high ground.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Where I just need to have Angel Eyes. Well, Angel Eyes has already gave me like halfway there.
Yeah, you're fine.
Um,
So detonate charges. 2 friendly scheme markers that are within 2 inches of enemy models to gain 1 VP. I think that's hard against you because you just got so many. As soon as I put one down,
yeah,
and because it's end of turn, like as soon as I put one down, you're just like, cool, not going to there. Frame job. The other
yeah.
one, harness the ley line. I immediately think that's not going to be possible. Just in the description. Scheme is revealed at the end of a turn. Remove 2 friendly scheme markers on the center line, not within 4 inches of each other, and that do not have an enemy model within too many hands. So I think frame job, and I just hope you do a damage to jury. I think that's probably my most likely thing.
Yeah. So I think in that scenario, you go to 6.
I think I go to 6.
So you go to 8 if you tie the strat point. We're thinking it's pretty likely that I get to 8 with Scout the Rooftops.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you get 6 with Scout the Rooftops.
Sorry?
Get to 6 with Scout the Rooftops, right?
Yes, but you're not. I don't think you're winning strat. You're at best you're only tying it. So I would also get 2, right?
So I think that's an 8-all draw.
It would be, but you're playing for that outcome, but I'm playing to win still. I think is where we're at because I have a ton of movement effects. It's entirely possible I wouldn't damage the jury. I would just move her off with something like Sever Timeline or Rewind that do no damage, just displace you.
You've got enough.
Yeah. So there's a bit of a honestly, I probably, if you don't put the scheme marker down, I probably do hit her if I draw a weak crow, because then my easiest means of moving her is Tara's melee attack.
Yep.
But if that happens, we end up in a situation where I've secured the
thing, at which point
it's marker.
It's
all on Bracer again at that point.
It's 8-7 at that point.
Yeah, so I think it's most likely to be a win to me, but there's an okay chance I think that you force a tie.
Yeah. And honestly, we're here to test. So I'm not gonna argue the point and go, oh, actually, I think they'll find I win. Because like you say, I am.
So what did you think?
I'm playing for the draw at this point, not playing for the win.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of the game?
I'm very impressed. Like we've gone for let's call it 2 hours, what with interruptions and preamble at the start of the stream and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I don't feel the game doesn't feel long. And
No, this
obviously,
this this is only this is what your first game. This is my fourth.
yeah,
But
third.
first time running this version of Tara. First time running about half the models of my crew. So
Like between rules
the
lookups
game
and
will only
getting
get faster.
yeah, between rules lookups and get like I can legitimately see because you and I are quite fast players anyway. Like you through
Mhm.
familiarity, me through contempt. Like I hate long games.
um,
I can genuinely see a
there's
situation where you and I play a game of this in 90 minutes.
Oh, I reckon once we have an app so that card lookup is quick and intuitive,
Yeah.
once we know what our models do, I reckon like we could even like
Hour
I
to
doubt
90
we'd get
minutes.
below an hour, but I reckon we could get it pretty low.
Yeah. Like this to me feels like the speed that I played Guild Ball at. And Guild Ball was 45 minutes each on death clocks. So
Mhm.
games were 90 minutes plus between turn stuff. And I think that's kind of where we're at now, which is great because that's 2 games in a game store on a weeknight game night.
100%. Yeah. That's my that is my favorite thing about the new edition from what I've played
Mm.
is I can finally see myself getting 2 games in on a game night. I'm
Or
beyond happy at that.
if you're the kind of person that wants to shoot the shit, get a burger, have a drink, you
Yeah,
can
yeah, that all
still
becomes optional.
you can still do all of that and finish your game before you get kicked out the store.
Hmm.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, yeah, all of
that
that.
Liam and I play at speed because we like to play at speed, but don't. It's not compulsory. I think is the thing I'm roughly trying to get myself to. Actually, if I do that, your mic will stop working. Um, so I'm very impressed by that from that perspective. It feels like Malifaux. Like I think that is the single most
It
important
does.
thing to say about fourth edition, is it feels like Malifaux. Excuse me. The decision points, the way I go about the game, the power of murder over power of scheming and stuff like that. And I know like Cackle has been quite vocal about how he feels murder is far too strong in the game. I think we've proved that's not the case. Although I think you ended up killing more models than I killed of yours. Um,
I killed. Yeah, you only killed the emissary in the end. I
yeah,
dropped Justice and the Domador.
Domador, same.
Not a particularly killy game.
No,
It was it was corner. I think corner deployment has a big impact on that.
yes,
Having played a wedge deployment game where everyone's in range of each other's attacks from basically
immediate.
activation one, that one was a bit of a bloodbath. But whereas for this one, just to get points on the board and needing to score turn one, you kind of had to, you know, like my master's activation was to try and lock in points. It was
No,
uh,
absolutely. But then that's Tara. That's what you should be doing.
well, I
Um,
actually don't think that's what you should be doing with Tara too. I think she's the brawler, but
I
yeah, like
honestly,
the
right now she does whatever she wants. Um,
yes, yes, this version of Tara feels very cool.
she has
Um,
a permit. She's very good.
the yeah, the
I'm really impressed with
neither of
damage.
us were playing. Sorry.
I'm really impressed by damage.
Hmm.
Like I've like that whole conversation of I beat you by 4, but I focused, but you were hard to wound, but blah 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 blah. I stone you to a neg. Like just not
I mean,
having
we
that.
had a few of those with you saying one less raise, and I was like, uh huh. But I'm not getting a raise anyway, so it's
Yeah. So it becomes
yes.
moot. But yeah.
No, I'm very much a fan of the raise, the damage change. I do feel like I've heard the argument somewhere that all raises should be on 3, and then some models should get raises on 2, and I kind of like that idea for just a bit more variance.
Mm,
But um, if it's also one of those ones that pushes killiness. So I think you have to be a little bit careful about it. I've also heard it in conjunction with removing the totem card draw at the same time, which makes the attacks less reliable in turn.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that would be an interesting thing to test out.
I need to play a master whose damage is reliant on raises. So the Vix, Lucius 2, like these are masters that definitely feel like raise is a significant part of their output. And I don't know how that compares to, say, Lady Justice, who's damage 4 and just go bop, you know?
Well, this was a really interesting game from a raise perspective because I never got a single raise. You had all, even with, like, I think the only time it would have come up, it was on a model, it was on your Death Marshal, but it wasn't a raise that was important to me gameplay wise. And anytime I was hoping for a raise in an attack that was actually important, it didn't happen. Whereas you got many good raises, which I mostly just waved through because I kept looking at my cards and going, spending a 10 to reduce damage by 1 just does not feel like a good trade. So I'm going to cop the raises. So I think raises do. Yeah, I don't think like raises haven't had a big impact in any of my games so far, but I can see them happening with a reasonable frequency if cards are precious.
Yeah.
Which they kind of are for.
Unless you're Parker.
Well, for this crew, I think yes, I think card draw needs to be really carefully managed in this edition because you just have fewer uses for it. Variance plays less of a factor. So many like 2, 4, 5 models are now just damage 3. So there's much less of the, well, I'm going to shoot you and hope I flip moderates on the negative. It just becomes, oh, I can force good damage through so long as I hit, which
there's
changes the equation dramatically.
Yeah, there's less card bullying. I have card quality, you don't. Like, but there we go. Right, I'm going to call the stream there. Liam, thank you very much for the game. I really appreciate it.
No, my pleasure. I'm glad we finally got to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome to 4E.
Thank you very much. I need you. Your homework is to go away and play the Vix 1 and tell me how damage masters that
3 works.
Way on raises, how you feel about it.
All right, I'll make it work. The Vix are like the only keyworded outcasts I haven't recently repainted, and so their models fill me with shame when I look at them. Yep. I will.
Normally I give this opportunity for people to plug stuff, but for you, that's the blog that you write for, which is mine.
Yes, I think we somehow ended up in a slave labor arrangement where I don't seem to get paid for producing half the content on the blog, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Look, it's the guild. It's indentured servitude. Like, it's not.
Of course. Yes, I'm paying my debts to society.
That's it. Perfect. So, handy viewers such as you are, thank you very much for joining us this morning for our first game of M4E. And as ever, I need a better outro.
Oh my God. Becky, look at his beard. It's just so